This problem and all other Calc 152 problems can be found here at Sarai Studies. Link is in the description box below. First, I like to write my equation. So surface area is equal to what? Well, I like to think S for shell because shell also has 2 pi and so does surface area. Then integral from a to b, and then it's literally your length formula, so 1 plus f prime of x squared dx. The only difference is that you're actually adding f of x here after the integral. But I like to write this as r of x because this is, r prime of x, and this is f of x. It's interchangeable. But I like to think of it as something different because depending on your axis of rotation and the terms that your equation is in, this changes forms. It's the same thing, but it'll change form and you'll get your answer wrong if you get it wrong. So the way that I think about it is r of x is going to be equal to what? It depends on the x-axis because that's the axis of rotation, and it depends on the terms that my equation is in. My terms are x because the terms are literally x. So if it's x, I take this letter, I take the opposite. So y of x, and then y would just be this one. So because I'm doing terms of x, my equation is in terms of x, then my r of x is going to be y of x. So that's what's here on my site. This is literally what I use. The only thing is that right now there's a typo. This is supposed to be r of y. Then I like to basically just solve for everything outside. So I start with f of x, that's 3x plus 4. Prime of x, that's just 3. And f prime of x squared, that's 9. And f prime of x squared plus 1, that's 10. And there we go, I'm ready to plug things in. So s is equal to 2 pi from a to b, so from 0 to 6, of r of x, which is my equation y in terms of x, so that's just 3x plus 4. Again, if my equation was in terms of y, then I would be plugging in y here, and that's it. And this whole thing is 10 dx. Because this is a constant, I can bring that outside. So this becomes 2 pi square root 10, integral from 0 to 6 of 3x plus 4 dx. So then find the antiderivative of this. Plus 1, it's 1 plus 1, that's 2, so we're going to divide by 2. Here it's a constant, so we're just going to take the constant, add an x. So 3 halves x squared, and then we're evaluating this whole thing from 0 to 6, multiplying by 2 pi square root 10. So fundamental theorem of calculus says take this, plug this in, minus the same thing, but then plug this in. But since when we plug 0, everything's just going to cancel out. It's just going to be us plugging this in. This is going to be 3 halves 6 squared plus 4 times 6 minus 0. 6 squared is 36, divided by 2, that's 18. So 18 times 3, that's 54. So we have 54 plus 4 times 6, which is 24. That is 78. And 78 times 2, and we have 156 pi square root 10, and that is the surface area.